Ladies and gentlemen, for the next 3 days, I challenge you to become the architect of your destiny by changing the way you talk to yourself. Most people sabotage their own success before the world even gets a chance to. They whisper doubts, they reinforce limitations, and they allow fear to dictate their inner conversation. But you, starting today, will break that cycle. For the next 3 days, every word you speak to yourself will be a command to your subconscious, a prophecy that will shape your future. You will wake up and say, I am powerful, I am unstoppable, my goals are already achieved and I am walking toward them with absolute certainty. You will stand in front of the mirror and declare, every obstacle is a stepping stone. I control my thoughts. I control my actions. I am the master of my fate. Throughout the day, when doubt creeps in, you will crush it with the power of your voice. I do not entertain fear. I do not negotiate with mediocrity. I am destined for greatness, and I act accordingly. 3 days. That's all. But in those 3 days, your mind will shift. Your energy will rise. You will feel a transformation within you. Why? Because the way you speak to yourself determines the way you think. The way you think determines the way you act, and the way you act determines the success you achieve. Some will say this is too simple. But the truth is the most powerful forces in the world are simple. A seed is small, yet it holds the power of an entire tree. A word is short, yet it holds the power of an entire life. Your mind is a fertile ground, and every word you speak to yourself is a seed. What you plant, you will harvest. If you plant doubt, hesitation, and weakness, you will reap failure and frustration. But if you plant confidence, certainty, and unshakable belief, you will reap success beyond measure. For the next 3 days, I challenge you to speak to yourself with definiteness of purpose, with absolute clarity about what you desire. No more vague wishes, no more scattered dreams, only precise, focused, and powerful declarations of what you are becoming. Most people drift through life without a clear sense of direction. They wake up every day reacting to circumstances instead of commanding them. Their inner dialogue is filled with uncertainty. I hope this works. Maybe I'll succeed. I wish I had more confidence. Hope is weak. Wishes are powerless. You must replace these uncertain words with a clear, definitive statement of purpose. Speak to yourself as if your success is already written in stone. Say, I know exactly what I want, and I will stop at nothing until I achieve it. The moment you make this shift in your self-talk, you take control of your mind and your destiny. The subconscious mind does not respond to weak, half-hearted commands. It responds to certainty. When you talk to yourself, your words should carry authority. There should be no hesitation, no room for doubt. Instead of saying, I want to be successful, say, I am successful because I have already decided it will be so. Instead of whispering, I hope I can make it, say, I refuse to accept anything less than victory. Your mind is listening to you at all times, and it will act according to the words you feed it. If you tell yourself that you are unstoppable, that no obstacle can hold you back, your subconscious will accept this as truth and begin working to make it a reality. Clarity is power. A person who knows exactly what they want is already miles ahead of those who are still unsure. If you are vague about your goals, you will receive vague results. But if you state with precision, I will build a thriving business that generates 7 figures, or I will master my craft and become a leader in my field, your mind will align itself with that vision. The clearer you are about your purpose, the faster you will move toward it. For the next 3 days, eliminate all weak, uncertain language from your vocabulary. Do not say, I'll try. Do not say, I hope. Do not say, maybe one day. These words keep you stuck in limbo. Replace them with words of certainty. I will. I must. I am. If you've been saying, I want to get in shape, change it to, I am disciplined, I eat clean, I train hard, and my body reflects my commitment. If you have been saying, I wish I had more confidence, say instead, I carry myself with power, I speak with authority, and I command respect. Your words shape your belief, and your belief shapes your reality. Most people fail before they even begin because their inner dialogue is weak. They look at challenges and say, I don't know if I can do this. But those who achieve greatness speak differently. They look at challenges and say, I will find a way or I will make one. They do not entertain excuses. They do not allow doubt to linger in their minds. They speak only words that reinforce their purpose. For the next 3 days, every time you catch yourself using weak language, correct it immediately. Speak with clarity. Speak with conviction. Speak as if your success is inevitable. Because the moment you do, it will be. There comes a time in every person's life when a decision must be made. Not just any decision, but one so firm and absolute that there is no turning back. The reason most people fail is not because they lack talent, intelligence, or opportunity, but because they leave themselves an escape route. They allow doubt to creep in. They entertain thoughts of retreat, and they give themselves permission to quit when things become difficult. But those who achieve greatness do the opposite. They burn the ships. They eliminate every path that leads back to mediocrity and move forward with a mind that is locked onto victory. For 3 days, you must refuse to entertain the idea of failure. Not for a single second should you allow your mind to consider anything other than success. You must speak to yourself as if retreat is not an option. Most people hesitate because they always have a backup plan, a safety net, an excuse waiting in the shadows. They tell themselves, if this doesn't work out, I can always go back. And that is precisely why they never give their full energy, their full focus, and their full commitment to their goals. When you leave yourself an escape route, you divide your mind. Half of you moves forward, while the other half remains in a state of hesitation. You cannot operate at your highest potential when you are only half committed. The greatest warriors of history understood this. They would arrive on enemy shores and burn their boats, leaving themselves with only 2 choices, conquer or perish. With no way to retreat, their minds became singular in focus. They fought with a level of intensity and determination that could not be matched. That is the kind of mindset you must cultivate. For the next 3 days, you must remove every mental back door you have left open. You must tell yourself there is no going back. There is only forward. You must act as if success is the only possible outcome. The problem with most people is that they give themselves too many excuses. I'll give it a shot and see what happens. If it doesn't work out, at least I tried. That kind of thinking is poison. It keeps you in a state of limbo, never fully committing, never fully pushing yourself beyond your limits. You must change your inner dialogue. You must wake up every morning and say, I will make this work no matter what. When obstacles arise, you must say, there is no obstacle I cannot overcome. When fear tries to creep in, you must respond, fear has no power over me, because I have already decided that I will not fail. For 3 days, you must treat your dreams as if your life depends on them. Most people never achieve their goals because they treat them as optional. They talk about success as if it would be nice to have, rather than something they absolutely must have. The difference between those who win and those who don't is the level of commitment they bring to the table. When you burn the ships, you eliminate every excuse, every hesitation, you will have ignited a fire that can never be extinguished. You are the master of your mind, the architect of your destiny, and the commander of your fate. Yet most people move through life as if they are powerless, as if their thoughts control them rather than the other way around. They allow fear, doubt, and negativity to dictate their inner dialogue, and as a result, their lives are shaped by hesitation and limitation. But the truth is this: your mind is a tool, a powerful instrument that will obey the dominant voice you feed it. If you speak to yourself with authority, if you command your mind with certainty, it will respond accordingly. For the next 3 days, you must refuse to be a servant to weak thoughts and instead take full control as the master of your own destiny. Your subconscious mind is always listening, always absorbing, and always taking orders from the words you repeat to yourself. It does not question, it does not analyze, it simply accepts and acts upon the thoughts that dominate your mental landscape. If you tell yourself that you are not good enough, that you are not ready, that success is beyond your reach, your subconscious will accept those statements as truth and shape your reality to match them. But if you tell yourself with unwavering confidence, I am capable, I am powerful, I control my destiny, your subconscious will also accept that as truth and begin aligning your actions, your emotions, and your very being with that belief. For too long, people have spoken to themselves in a way that weakens them. They say, I don't think I can do this. I'm not sure if I'm ready, or what if I fail? These words create mental chains, restricting the full potential that lies within. But when you truly understand that you are the master, you will no longer allow such words to be spoken. You will replace them with commands that empower you. I am in control. I decide what happens in my life. I have everything I need to succeed. When you wake up in the morning, you will look in the mirror and say, today I operate with certainty. Today I step into my power. Today I take full control of my mind, my actions, and my future. For the next 3 days, every single time you catch yourself thinking a weak thought, you will override it with a stronger one. You will not allow any sentence that suggests doubt or failure to remain in your mind unchallenged. Yes, when fear arises, you will not let it linger. You will immediately replace it with a statement of dominance. I fear nothing. I overcome all challenges. I was built for success. When hesitation creeps in, you will crush it by saying, I move with confidence. I do not hesitate. I trust myself completely. By doing this, you are programming your mind for success. You are training it to respond to life as a winner, not a victim. Most people never realize that they have this power. They walk through life allowing their minds to run on autopilot, unaware that they can seize control at any moment. But you are not like most people. You are taking charge. You are speaking to yourself in a way that strengthens you, in a way that commands respect from your own mind. The moment you decide that you are the master, everything changes. You no longer wait for circumstances to dictate your actions. You no longer hope for success. You create it with your thoughts, with your words, with your absolute certainty. For 3 days, you will operate as if you are already the person you wish to become. You will speak only words that align with success. You will think only thoughts that reinforce your power, and in doing so, you will awaken a force within you that has been waiting for your command, because you are the master you always have been. And now it is time to claim it. Act as if it's already done. Speak as if your success is already a reality. Move through your days with the certainty of someone who knows their destiny is set in stone. The mind does not differentiate between what is real and what is imagined with absolute belief. It accepts what you consistently tell it, what you consistently feel, and what you consistently act upon. This is why those who walk with certainty, who carry themselves with the energy of success, who talk as if they have already won, always find a way to make it true. They have already lived it in their minds before the world catches up to it. For the next 3 days, you will not speak of your goals as something distant, something you hope to achieve someday. You will speak of them as if they are already yours. You will not say, I want to be successful. You will say, I am successful. You will not say, I hope to be financially free. You will say, I am financially free. You will not say, I wish I could be more confident. You will say, I am confident, because the moment you speak it as truth, your mind begins aligning every thought, action, and opportunity to make it real. Most people live in the future or the past. They either dwell on their failures, allowing them to define their self-picture, or they place their dreams in some distant reality, always out of reach. But success is created in the present. It is claimed in the now. If you constantly affirm that something is in the future, it will always remain in the future. But if you embody it in the present, if you talk, think, and act as if it is already done, you draw it toward you with unstoppable force. Your subconscious mind does not work with weak or uncertain commands. It does not respond to I hope, I wish, or maybe one day. It responds to I am, I have, and it is done. When you repeat these statements with conviction, when you refuse to acknowledge any reality other than the one you desire, your entire being, you begin making decisions like someone who has already won. You begin attracting the right people, the right opportunities, the right circumstances. And to those watching from the outside, it looks like luck, but it is not luck. It is the power of certainty. For the next 3 days, no matter what happens, you will hold the belief that you have already won. You will carry yourself as if the success you seek is already yours. You will speak with confidence, walk with purpose, and eliminate every word of doubt from your vocabulary. If an obstacle arises, you will not say, I hope I can overcome this. You will say, I always find a way. If you face a setback, you will not say, maybe this isn't for me. You will say, this is just a temporary delay. My victory is inevitable. Because that is how winners think. That is how those who achieve greatness operate. They never question whether or not they will succeed. They only focus on when. Every action you take in these 3 days will be in alignment with the person you are becoming. You will no longer act like someone who is waiting for success. You will act like someone who already has it. You will dress the part, speak the part, and move through life with an energy that commands attention. And the more you do this, the more the world will begin to reflect it back to you, because when you convince yourself with absolute certainty that something is already done, reality has no choice but to catch up. For the next 3 days, there will be no excuses, no deviations, and no negotiations with your old self. You will persist without exception. The way you talk to yourself will determine the results you see, and every word must be aligned with the mindset of someone who refuses to quit. Most people fail not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they give themselves permission to stop. They start with enthusiasm, but the moment things get difficult, they hesitate. They allow doubt to enter their minds, and soon they convince themselves that stopping is the logical choice. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is one thing: persistence. Not persistence when it's easy, not persistence when everything is going well, but persistence without exception. Regardless of circumstances, regardless of setbacks, regardless of how they feel, you must speak to yourself like someone who has no other option but to win. There is no room for, I'll try. There is no space for, maybe this isn't for me. There is only, I keep going, I keep pushing. I do not stop. When doubt enters, you must crush it immediately with the power of your own voice. I am built for this. I am stronger than any challenge. I refuse to quit. When obstacles appear, you must meet them head on and declare, I solve problems, I find solutions, nothing stands in my way. Every time you catch yourself hesitating, you must remind yourself, I do not hesitate. I act with certainty. I act with ability. I persist without exception. Most people only persist when it's convenient. They stay disciplined when motivation is high, when the road is smooth, when they feel inspired. But the true test is what you do when motivation fades, when nothing is going according to plan, when frustration sets in. That is when most people slow down, step back, and start making excuses. But you are not most people. For the next 3 days, you will silence every excuse the moment it appears. You will not allow any thought of stopping to take root. You will override it instantly with a command, I keep moving forward. If you feel tired, you will say, I have the energy to continue. If you feel frustrated, you will say, I always find a way. If you feel like giving up, you will say, giving up is not an option. I am relentless. The power of persistence is that it bends reality to your will. The person who keeps pushing, keeps speaking success, keeps taking action no matter what, this is the person who wins in the end. Because the world does not belong to the most talented, the smartest, or even the luckiest. It belongs to those who refuse to quit. For the next 3 days, you will be that person. You will talk to yourself like a warrior who knows that victory is inevitable as long as they keep going. You will remind yourself every moment of the day that you are not here to play small, not here to entertain weakness, not here to live a life of half effort and regret. You are here to win, and you will persist without exception. No matter what happens, no matter what challenges arise, you will keep moving forward. If you get knocked down, you will get back up immediately. If things do not go as planned, you will adjust, adapt, and continue. If your mind tries to convince you to stop, you will overpower it with a voice so strong, so certain, that hesitation has no choice but to disappear. You will become unstoppable because you will have trained your mind to see persistence as the only option. And when these 3 days are over, you will have built a habit that will carry you beyond anything you once thought possible. Because persistence is the one thing that guarantees success, and you, from this moment forward, persist without exception. The words you speak to yourself are either building you up or tearing you down. Most people sabotage themselves without even realizing it. They say things like, "I'm not good enough," "This is too hard," or "What if I fail?" These words, spoken repeatedly, become beliefs, and beliefs shape reality. If you tell yourself that you are limited, your mind will find ways to confirm it. If you tell yourself that success is uncertain, your actions will reflect hesitation. But if you speak to yourself with power, if you declare your greatness before the world sees it, if you program your mind with certainty, nothing will be able to stop you. For the next 3 days, you will be the guardian of your thoughts and words. Nothing weak will be allowed to pass through your lips. You will not complain. You will not express doubt. You will not speak of failure. Every sentence you utter will reinforce the mindset of someone who is destined to win. When you wake up, you will say, "I am powerful, I am capable, I control my destiny." When you face a challenge, you will say, "I always find a way. I rise above any obstacle." When your mind tries to bring up old fears, you will override them immediately. Fear has no place here. I am bold, I am confident, I am unstoppable. Most people allow their thoughts to run on autopilot. They repeat old patterns, carry old fears, and reinforce the very limitations they wish to escape. But for these 3 days, you will take full control. Every word you say will be intentional. You will speak success, confidence, and power into existence. You will talk to yourself like someone who already has everything they desire. Because when you embody the mindset of success, you attract it. When you speak as if victory is already yours, the world begins to shift to match that reality. The way you talk to yourself influences your actions more than anything else. If you constantly say, "I don't know if I can do this," you will hesitate, second-guess yourself, and miss opportunities. But if you say, "I always rise to the occasion, I handle any challenge with confidence," your actions will align with that belief. You will move differently. You will make decisions without fear. You will take bold steps toward your goals because you have already declared that you cannot fail. And the more you speak this way, the more you will believe it. The more you believe it, the more unstoppable you become. There is no room for weak language in your vocabulary anymore. No more saying, "I hope this works." No more saying, "I'm not sure if I'm ready." No more speaking as if success is uncertain. For these 3 days, every word will reinforce your power. You will speak about your future as if it is already done. You will say, "I am successful," not "I will be successful." You will say, "I am disciplined," not "I need to be more disciplined." You will say, "I make things happen," not "I hope things work out." Your words will be firm, definite, and absolute. No more entertaining negativity. No more letting self-doubt creep in. The moment a weak thought arises, you will replace it instantly with something stronger. "I am in control. I decide my fate. I win." Every time you hear yourself speaking as if you are limited, you will stop and correct it immediately. Every time you catch yourself hesitating, you will declare, "I move with confidence and certainty." And after these 3 days, something will shift inside you. You will no longer wait for success. You will command it. Because once you take control of your words, you take control of your life. For the past 3 days, you have spoken to yourself with power, certainty, and conviction. You have refused to entertain weakness, doubt, or hesitation. You have commanded your mind to operate at its highest level, declaring success before it happens, persisting without exception, and speaking only in terms of victory. And now something within you has changed. The old version of you, the one that hesitated, the one that allowed fear to dictate actions, the one that left room for retreat, is gone. In its place stands someone who moves with confidence, someone who speaks with authority, someone who has already claimed success in their mind before the world sees it. This is not the end, it is the beginning. You have proven to yourself that you control your mind, that you dictate your future, and that your words shape your reality. The way you have spoken to yourself these past 3 days must now become your permanent way of thinking. No more falling back into old habits, no more allowing negative self-talk to creep in, no more doubting your abilities. From this moment forward, you speak only in the language of success. You act as if your victory is inevitable. You persist without hesitation, without doubt, without retreat, because you are in control. You always have been. And now that you have stepped into your power, nothing will stop you. The world does not belong to those who hesitate, to those who speak with uncertainty, or to those who let fear rule them. It belongs to those who decide, those who commit, those who move with absolute certainty that they will win. And that is who you are now. Speak it, believe it, live it. Your success is already yours. Now go and claim it.